Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my video. So right now I'm stuck at a train station trying to get home, and my car is not starting at all. So basically this car hasn't moved in like 8 hours, more than 8 hours. So came back, got off the train, got into my car, ready to go home, turn the car on. I mean, everything seemed to be working, but apparently this car is not cranking. It's not cranking at all. I mean, I'm not hearing anything but a click. So the radio, had the radio on, it was working. All the lights on the dash seems to be good. The blower motor works, but aside from that, it's not cranking up, and I've tried about 15 times already to crank it up. So okay, so I mean, situations like this, I thought it was the battery. It's the first thing that came up to my mind. So I'm like, maybe I left the lights on, right? But it's funny, but all the lights, everything else works. So I left the lights on. Maybe the battery is kind of low. I mean, 8 hours leaving the lights on, this battery should be dead. But anyway, I turned on the headlights, went out, just just to see how bright the lights were, and the lights are really high. It's they're bright, really bright. So I'm like, it's probably not the battery. It's probably not the battery, and it's probably not the alternator either, because I don't think it's the alternator, because the car was not running. The car wasn't running when I had this issue. The car was completely off for 8 hours. I came back, tried to start it, and nothing. So what am I thinking? Probably not it's not the alternator. I don't think it's a dead battery, or a battery that has, because normally, I mean, I've had situations where the battery, I left the lights on or whatever, and the battery's not completely dead, but when you turn it, you'll hear like a slow crank. Sometimes you hear a click if it's like totally dead, but you hear like a slow crank or whatever, or some kind of noise, or some firing noise. It'll be like a firing, clicking noise. But this situation is more like a one click and then nothing. One click and then nothing. So I actually have a jump pack in my trunk that I haven't used. I haven't used in like 6 months. But I was hoping it was all charged up. Checked it out, and it was like 75% charged up. So I try to jump it, and I get nothing. I get nothing at all. It's like I try to jump it, I get nothing at all. No difference as far as noises the car is making and stuff like that. So and this is a pretty big this jump pack that I have is a pretty, it's rated, it's one of the big, I got one of the higher wattage jump packs. So so I'm like pretty sure it's not the battery that's the issue. It's not the alternator. So a couple other things it could be is, I know there's a brake switch, and I noticed I've seen videos about brake switches not causing the car not to start if there's a brake switch issue. But here's the thing about it. I'm pretty sure it's not the brake switch. It's not like I took it out or anything like that, but I did put, I had this long crowbar, and I put it between my brakes and my seat. I went out to check to see whether the brake lights work, and the brake lights do work. I mean, sometimes if the brake switch is the issue, you can test that out. Because if you're not if it's not starting and the brake light is not on, it means the brake switch is, dead or whatever. You need to replace it. But no, the brake lights came on. So then I'm thinking to myself, it could be the fuse or the relay. So I'm gonna try to rule out the relay, because I don't think the relay is causing this issue, because I'm hearing a click. Normally the relay relays electricity from the battery to the solenoid, and normally when you hear a click, that means that there's juice going to the solenoid, but the motor is not cranking over. So I'm gonna rule that out. So I'm thinking maybe it's a fuse, which I don't think it is, because the other two occasions where I've had an issue with the fuse, the car either was completely dead, like no lights anywhere, the radio wouldn't be working. That's not this situation. Or it would crank and it just, it wouldn't start up. As soon as it starts up like a second and it just die out. That's not this situation at all. So I don't know. I don't think it's the fuse, but I'm thinking at this point that it's the starter. And I was thinking about maybe going out and just hitting the starter a couple of times to see if the car starts up. And but I'm probably not going to do that. I called AAA about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, and I'm just sitting here waiting for AAA. It's going to take them about an hour 30 minutes to get here to tow my car, and I think I'm gonna have to change the starter on this. Hey guys, so here's the news. It was my starter that was causing my car not to start, and I did get it changed out, and once I got it changed out, the car started up right away, and it's been starting without any issues. So I am 100% sure. Well, at this point, obviously, I'm 100% sure. But yeah, it was a starter that caused it. Yeah.